Yo, what's going on, guys? Today I'm going to be giving my NBA DraftKings picks for Wednesday, December 6th. We got a nice size slate on this Wednesday, a 10-game slate. So we got plenty of options to target, plenty of players to look at. And before we get started looking at point guard, if you guys could drop a like on the video, I would definitely appreciate it. And if you are new to the channel, be sure you hit that subscribe button. I do upload daily, bringing out as much content for you guys as I can. So make sure you are subscribed so that way you'll never miss out on any of my new videos. But yeah, guys, let's go ahead and get started looking at point guard. Alright, so at point guard today, I don't know if this is a position I really want to pay up at. We do have some good options here. Dennis Schroeder is a good option in my opinion. He's really expensive, but great matchup against the Magic. The Magic play at a fast pace. They're not very good against the point guard when it comes to defense. So I think Schroeder, if you're paying up, him and Kemba Walker were the two guys I would be looking to target here. But I don't think it's a position I'm paying up at. We don't have Curry. He's going to be out for the next 2 weeks, so he's not an option. Don't know if I want to pay $8,900 for Oladipo. Obviously, Kyrie Irving is a fine play against Dallas, but don't think I want to go there. If you are going to pay up at point guard, I'd probably go to Dennis Schroeder and Kemba Walker. Kemba Walker definitely for tournaments, because at this Golden State Charlotte game, if it does stay competitive, Kemba's probably going to be one of the reasons why. Steph is out for this game, so they're probably going to put Clay on him. That's not the best matchup for Kemba. But that guy just has so much, or he just gets so much usage. He runs that offense, so Kemba's going to get his no matter who's defending him. And we know Kemba plays well at home. He's going to be playing at home today. So if you're paying up at point guard, I think I'd go to Kemba and Dennis Schroeder. But there are some really good options here, like in the 6K range. They're point guard and shooting guard eligible, so you don't have to play them at just point guard. But a guy like Jrue Holiday, 6,600, going up against Denver. Really like Jrue Holiday today without Anthony Davis. He is doubtful for this game, so he's not expected to play. Without Anthony Davis, Jrue Holiday has been crushing as of late. Put up 50 DraftKings points in their last game against Golden State with no Anthony Davis. Put up 33 against Portland without AD. The minutes have been insanely high, 38, 38, 40, and 38 minutes in his last 4 games. So the minutes are very consistent. I don't think the price tag's really caught up to the production. Jrue Holiday just gets such a big bump in usage with Anthony Davis out. And in a great matchup, in a fast-paced game, should be competitive. Really like this spot for Jrue Holiday. Definitely a guy I'm going to be looking to target in that mid-tier at point guard or shooting guard. He is eligible at both positions. And then another guy that I think you can target for 100 less is a really good tournament option. Elfrid Payton at 6,500 going up against the Hawks. We know the Hawks and Dennis Schroeder, not a good defensive team against point guards. Dennis Schroeder is not a good defender. So this is a great spot for Elfrid Payton. We know he has a ton of tournament upside. Payton does have triple-double upside, so he's a great tournament play. The price has started to rise a bit. He's now up to $6,500. Did see a $500 increase. But with how much upside Payton has, he can definitely pay this price tag off, especially in a great matchup against the Hawks. So I really like him and Jrue Holiday in that 6K range. Those are two guys that really caught my eye looking at this slate. Two guys I'm definitely going to be looking to target. And if we are going a little bit cheaper at point guard, there's another guy that really catches my eye in this 5K range. That is RAJON Rondo. 5,500 going up against the Nuggets. I just really like targeting some of these Pelicans guys as long as they're going to be sort of cheap. With no Anthony Davis, guys like Rondo, Jrue Holiday, even Boogie, these guys just get so much usage, such a big bump in usage and shots. And if you can just see it in the last few games without Anthony Davis, even though Rondo hasn't played a ton of minutes, the production's been there, 38 and 38 DraftKings points in his last 2 games without AD. 10 points, 11 assists, 5 rebounds against Golden State. 12 points, 10 assists, 6 rebounds against Portland. We know Rondo has triple-double upside. And in a great matchup against the Nuggets, a very bad defensive team against point guards. Even though Rondo's price tag started to rise a bit, I still think he's too cheap, especially for how well he is playing. So definitely like him in that 5K range. 5,500, a guy I will be charting in my lineups tonight. Then another guy, a little bit cheaper, another sort of cheaper option, more of a value play. Jamal Murray, 5,100, going up against the Pelicans. With no Nikola Jokic, Jamal Murray, he sees a big increase in usage and in shots. You can just see it in the DraftKings game log as of late. His last 2 games without Jokic, he's played 33 in 28 minutes, 44 and 28 DraftKings points. Been taking a ton of shots as of late. This is a great matchup against the Pelicans. He'll probably see Rondo defense. Rondo's not the best defender. And when these teams faced off early this year, Jamal Murray had 41 DraftKings points, just totally went off earlier this year against the Pelicans. So definitely like Jamal Murray as well. If you're looking for sort of a cheaper option at 5,100, you need to go a little bit cheaper at point guard. I think him and Rondo, both of those guys make a ton of sense in that 5K range. And if we are looking for value at this position, A couple value plays. They're not like these insanely great value plays, but definitely guys you can target if you need to go cheap. Obviously, JJ Barea. I always talk about JJ Barea. The guy just gets the job done. I think he's a great cash game play as long as he's going to be like in this 4K, this mid 4K price range. If you need somebody that can get you 5x, Barea is that guy. He can get you 5x pretty much every night. Not a great tournament play, even though he has flashed some upside lately. He's not really a guy that's going to go out there and get like 40 plus, just crush value. He has done it a couple games as of late, but Barea is more of the guy that can get you mid-20s, like 25, 30, and especially at 4,500, that's obviously good cash game value. That's over 5x. So I think if you are looking for a cheap point guard in your cash games, I think JJ Barea does make a ton of sense at 4,500. If you are looking for a value play at this position, I think he is a guy you can target. And then one more value play. Don't know if I'll be on him. We'll have to see the Warriors starting lineup. But SHAUN Livingston, he's listed as questionable, but that was because he was suspended from Monday. He is expected to play today against the Hornets. This isn't the best matchup against the Hornets. They are solid against the point guard. But with no Steph Curry, I'd imagine they're going to move Livingston into the starting lineup. And he should definitely see an increase in minutes. I would imagine he plays at least mid-20s in minutes. Did see a bit of a price increase up to 4,400. He was only 3,600 in their last game. Obviously, Curry was not hurt in that game. So DK did adjust the price with the injury news to Curry. So we're not getting Livingston at this great price tag, but at 4,400, I think he can still get 5x if he is in the starting lineup. So if you do need a value play at 4,400, SHAUN Livingston, with Curry out for like the next 2 weeks, he's probably going to be a guy that we do want to target for some value. And yeah, guys, I think that's it for point guard. Obviously, I record these the night before, so it's kind of hard to find like cheap value plays. Those usually open up as the day goes on. So yeah, let's go ahead and move on to shooting guard. Alright, so at shooting guard, some options here in this upper tier that we can target. With Curry out, KLAY Thompson, 7,400. Going to see a big increase in usage and shots. Him and Kevin Durant both going to see big increases with Steph Curry out. So even though Thompson did see a bit of a price rise, he's up to 7,400. I still think now that Curry is out, he can pay off this price tag. And especially with how many shots he's going to have to take, he does have great tournament upside. And if this game stays close, this game could be stackable. You could definitely go like Kimba, Batum, maybe Dwight Howard, run it back with like KD, KLAY. Definitely some stack potential in this game if you think it stays close. So I really like KLAY Thompson if you are going to pay up his shooting guard. I think he makes a ton of sense with no Curry. Him and Kevin Durant are probably two of the better plays on this slate if you're getting exposure to Golden State. Both of those guys see big increases in usage with Curry out. Then another guy in that price range that's a little bit cheaper that I think you can target is Will Barton at 6,900 going up against the Pelicans. The price tag is definitely getting up there for Will Barton, but with no Jokic, Barton's just been playing a ton of minutes, and he's been paying off the price lately. 46 DraftKings points in his last game against Dallas, 34 against the Lakers, 51 against the Bulls, and like I said, been playing a ton of minutes. With Jokic out, Barton's really going to be relied on for scoring when he comes off the bench. That's what they're going to need him to do when he does come off the bench. You can just see in his last 3 games where he's had really good games. 23 points, 16 points, 37 points. He's gotten the peripherals as well, a couple assists, couple rebounds. Barton definitely scoring is what you're relying on him for, but he will grab some peripherals to help out. So do like Will Barton. Probably would prefer KLAY for a little bit more, but Barton definitely a good option at 6,900 if you are looking in that price range. And if we are going a little bit cheaper, we got Gary Harris here at 6K. I don't think he's the guy I'm going to if I'm getting exposure to Denver. I'll probably go to Will Barton or Jamal Murray for cheaper. I would definitely prefer Murray for 900 less. But Gary Harris also sees a little bit of an increase in usage and shots with Jokic out. So he's a fine play at 6K, but like I said, I prefer to either just get up to Barton if you're looking to get exposure to Denver. If we are looking for maybe some value plays at this position, there's one more 5K play I think you can target besides Jamal Murray here. Jonathan Simmons, 5,200, going up against the Hawks. Simmons, as of late, has been playing some really heavy minutes with Terrence Ross out. 33, 39, 38, 34 minutes in his last 4 games. Production's been there in the last 3, 27, 30, and 24 DraftKings points. Really good matchup against the Hawks. Price tag hasn't really caught up yet. He's only 5,200. For cash games, if you're playing him in cash at this price, you need 25 DraftKings points, and he has been doing that lately. So definitely like this spot for Jonathan Simmons if you do need sort of a cheaper play. Him and Jamal Murray, 2 guys you can target at shooting guard in that 5K range. If we are looking for some value at this position, I talked about JJ Barea earlier. I think he's a fine value play, 4,500. He's shooting guard eligible. There's one cheaper play down here, 4,100. Andre Iguodala. Definitely going to see a big increase just in usage and shots and minutes. Should definitely see some more minutes with Curry out. Iguodala is usually locked in the mid-20s in minutes, but with Curry out, should probably exceed 30 minutes. And if Iguodala is going to play near 30 minutes or more than that, he should not have a problem at all paying off this price tag of 4,100. It actually wouldn't surprise me if Iguodala, they're going to need him out there probably to defend Kemba or Batum. So definitely like Iguodala as a value play. I think he makes a ton of sense. With Curry out, I think he is a good value play at 4,100 if you're looking for a cheap play at shooting guard or small forward. But yeah, guys, that's what I'm seeing for shooting guard today. Let's go ahead and move on to small forward. All right, so at small forward, got 3 options here, 3 guys over 10K that we can consider paying up for. LeBron, Giannis, and KD. Definitely like one of these guys. Doubt I'm going to be on LeBron today at 11-6. Obviously a great matchup against the Kings, but I don't like to predict blowouts. I don't like to fade guys because of blowout. But man, this game against the Kings could be over by the 3rd quarter. Like, the Kings just suck. The Cavs should totally run them out of the building. So LeBron honestly might only play 3 quarters here. But like I said, I don't like fading guys because of blowouts. But even at 11-6, I don't think I'm going to go to LeBron or Giannis at 11K. Really like Kevin Durant today with getting a little bit of savings. Even though his price tag has really started to rise. They did adjust his price. DK adjusted his price with Curry out. But with no Curry, him and Klay Thompson, Kevin Durant and Klay Thompson, those 2 guys going to be relied on a ton for scoring. So I think KD has a ton of potential here to get 5-6, possibly even 7x. It isn't the best matchup because he's probably going to see defense from Michael KIDD-GILCHRIST. But KD, the guy's matchup proof, doesn't really matter who's on him. He can win any matchup. So like Kevin Durant here, even though he got the big price increase, I think he's still worth the price. I think he's going to be relied on a ton for scoring. I think Durant gets at least 50 DraftKings points today. So if I'm paying up for a stud, I think he's the guy I'm paying up for. Even though he got the price increase, I still think he pays it off with no Curry. Really like Durant here at 10,100. And then if we're looking for some cheaper options, Will Barton at 6,900. Talked about him earlier. I think he's a good play in that mid tier. He's small forward eligible. You can play him here. I think Harrison Barnes, always a good cash game play. Even though the price tag started to get up there, definitely think Barnes is in play at 6,300. For cash games at this price, you're going to need about 30 DraftKings points for him to return value. And I think Barnes can get there if this game stays competitive. When they did face Boston earlier this year, the Mavs faced Boston, Barnes did play 40 minutes and put up 43 DraftKings points. Had a really good game earlier this year against Boston. And Barnes has been flashing a little bit of upside lately. Has a 40-burger in his game log, 39 against Brooklyn. I do prefer to roster Barnes in cash games because he's more of a consistent guy rather than an upside guy. But upside, he's been flashing upside lately. Could be a tournament play, but definitely cash games where I like to roster Harrison Barnes. So if you are looking to that mid-tier, small forward, power forward, him and Will Barton, 2 guys I think you can target in that 6K price tier. Then if we are looking to go cheaper at small forward, I talked about Jonathan Simmons, 5,200. I think he's a fine sort of cheaper play. Rudy Gay could be interesting at 5,200. With Kyle Anderson out, Gay has been starting. Right now he is listed as questionable, but I believe he is expected to play today against the Heat. So I think Rudy Gay does make some sense at 5,200 with Anderson out. In their last game with Anderson out, Rudy Gay played 32 minutes and put up 36 DraftKings points. So I think he does make plenty of sense as a value option, small forward or power forward, 5,200. Should be playing today. He is actually listed as probable if you just read it right here. He is probable for Wednesday's matchup against the Heat. So Rudy Gay is expected to play. He should be in the starting lineup with Anderson out. So I think he does make sense as a value option at 5,200. And then looking for guys that are 5K and under at small forward. ERSAN Ilyasova, I have been playing him lately with John Collins and Dwayne Dedmon out. Ilyasova has been starting, him and Miles Plumlee. The minutes have definitely been inconsistent for Ilyasova lately when he's been in the starting lineup. In his last 3 games, 30, 24, and 20 minutes, 37, 24, 15 DraftKings points. But as long as Ilyasova continues to start, this is a great up-and-pace spot against Orlando. Ilyasova is a really good shooter. He's a really good scorer. So he could thrive in this up-and-pace matchup. So I think he does make sense as a value option. Didn't see a price increase at all. He's still 4,800. So if you need to go cheap at small forward or power forward, sub 5K, ERSAN Ilyasova, I think he makes plenty of sense as a value play. And yeah, guys, I think that's it for small forward value. Can't target Michael Beasley because I believe Porzingis is coming back today, so Beasley's going to move back to the bench. Don't know if we want to play him. Maybe Michael KIDD-GILCHRIST. I'd imagine he's going to have to play a ton of minutes today because they're going to need him to guard KD. MKG is one of the better defenders in the league. He's the best defender that the Hornets have. So he might have to play some heavy minutes here with to guard KD. And as of late, he's been playing well, 25, 26 DraftKings points in his last 2 games. If you just look in the Cleveland games, they need him to guard LeBron when they face Cleveland. And then in those games, MKG played 31 minutes earlier this year against Cleveland. About a week ago against Cleveland, or 2 weeks ago, played 37 minutes. So like I said, I think they're going to need MKG to guard Kevin Durant. So he's going to probably have to play plenty of minutes whenever KD's on the court. They're probably going to need MKG on the court. So definitely like him as a potential value option, 4,200. You also have IGUODALA here at 4,100. So I think both of those guys make sense as value plays. And then one more guy that's right in that price tier, if you need another value play at small forward, or you can just plug him into your util spot, Darius Miller at 4K going up against the Nuggets. With no Anthony Davis, Miller has been seeing some really nice minutes lately. He has been producing, has been paying off his price tag. In the last 2 games with Anthony Davis out, Miller has played 34 minutes in both of those games, put up 19, 15 DraftKings points. Obviously, he's not a guy that's going to like wow you. He's not going to get you like 8x, but for cash games, you need 20 DraftKings points for him to hit value. And in a fast-paced game against Denver, I think it's very likely Darius Miller does that. He's been playing a ton of minutes lately with Anthony Davis out. So I think him, IGUODALA, MKG, all those guys make sense as value plays at small forward. But yeah, guys, that's what I'm seeing for value at this position. Let's go ahead and move on to power forward. Alright, so at power forward, we got one stud here I haven't talked about. DeMarcus Cousins, 11,300, going up against the Nuggets. Obviously, Boogie's in play today. Price tag's really starting to get up there. He's 11-3. This is definitely a good spot with no Jokic. Boogie should dominate in this matchup. And with Anthony Davis expected to be out today, we know Cousins is going to see a ton of usage. In their last game against the Warriors, with Anthony Davis out, he put up 58 DraftKings points, 19 points, 11 rebounds, 7 assists, was 3 assists shy of a triple-double. Boogie's already locked in for heavy minutes, so we don't have to really worry about that. Even with Anthony Davis out, the minutes should probably increase. He should probably play close to 40 minutes just about every night. So definitely like DeMarcus Cousins here. If you are paying up at power forward, obviously he makes a ton of sense with Anthony Davis out. Even if the price tag got up there, I think he still pays it off. I think Boogie pretty much has a 50-point floor with Anthony Davis out. As long as Boogie just doesn't get ejected or something, he does have a problem with that. I believe he got ejected in that Golden State game. So that's always something you got to worry about. But as long as Boogie's on the court, the guy's going to do so much for you when it comes to fantasy. So he's a great option to pay up for today if you can fit him in. But if we are looking for some cheaper options at power forward, Draymond Green with no Steph Curry, Draymond Green might play some point guard today against the Hornets. The price did really increase up $500. He's $7,900 today against the Hornets. That's a high price tag to pay. But if Draymond's going to play some point, which I do expect him to do today, he has so much upside. He's going to score, especially they're going to need him for scoring now that Curry's out. They're going to need him for just to play point guard, so he should be able to rack up some assists. He's always going to grab rebounds. Definitely has a potential to get a triple-double today. So I do like Draymond Green. If you don't want to pay up for like Boogie, you need to go cheaper at power forward or center. I think he makes sense even with the price increase. Just has so much upside with Curry out. Wouldn't be surprised at all if Draymond gets a triple-double today. So do like him at 7,900 if you are looking in that price tier small or at power forward. And then if we are going cheaper at this position, I talked about Harrison Barnes as a cash play. I think he makes sense. Not going to be on Enes Kanter because Porzingis is expected to return today. So I'm going to shy away from him at 6,400. If we're looking for value at this position, there are a couple value plays here that I think we can target. I talked about Rudy Gay earlier. I think he's value play of 5,200. Ilyasova, 4,800. But the one guy that I see here, Mason Plumlee, 4,700, going up against the Pelicans. I'm not sure who's going to guard Boogie. I'd imagine it'd be Plumlee or Fareed. Both of those guys are probably going to have to play some big minutes. Plumlee did really disappoint in their last game against Dallas. I know I played him that day. I know a lot of people were on him. He only played 19 minutes, put up 18 DraftKings points, just really didn't do anything. It's all about minutes for Plumlee. If he's going to get the minutes, the guy's going to produce for you. He played 31 minutes against the Lakers and put up 28 DraftKings points. And like I said, they're going to need someone to guard Boogie. Plumlee's like the biggest guy they got besides Fareed, I think. I think Fareed also makes sense as a value option. But Mason Plumlee, 4,700. If you think he's going to get the minutes and he's going to defend Boogie, he's going to play like 25, 30 minutes, and obviously he makes sense as a value play. at 4,700 if you're looking to go cheap at power forward or center. And yeah, I think that's it for value at power forward today, guys. Let's go ahead and move on to center. Alright, so at center, up top here is Boogie. Obviously, I already talked about him. I think he's a great play today if you can fit him in. Andre Drummond's going up against the Bucks. Don't know if I want to go there. Obviously, that is a great matchup. The Bucks really bad defending bigs and centers, but Drummond's price tag's really started to get up there at 9,100. I think if I'm going to pay up for center, if you're going up to that high, I'd just try and find some extra salary and get up to Boogie. Go cheaper at another position, fit in Boogie. Just don't want to pay 9,100 for Drummond, even though it is a good matchup. So if you are looking for cheaper options, don't want to pay up, maybe go to the 7K range. I think there are options here. Obviously, Draymond Green, talked about him earlier. I think he's a good play at 7,900. I think DeAndre Jordan's a little bit too cheap today. At 6,900 in a great matchup against the Timberwolves, against Karl Anthony Towns. We all know KAT is not a very good defender, and these teams have faced off once this year, and DJ did put up 36 DraftKings points, 17 points, 12 rebounds. Just your typical DeAndre Jordan game, double-double. And at just 6,900, if you play DJ and cash today, you only need about 35 DK points. If he gets his typical game like he did against the Timberwolves earlier this year, then DeAndre Jordan can pay off this price tag. It is a great matchup against Karl Anthony Towns. So I do like him in that mid tier. If you're looking to go there at center, I think he makes plenty of sense as a cheaper option off the expensive guys. I like DJ at 6,900. And if we are looking for value at this position, I know I didn't talk much about these mid-tier options. If you want other mid-tier options, there obviously are decent options here. Talked about DJ. Dwight Howard, I feel like this game might go small against Golden State, so I'm not sure how Howard's going to do against the Warriors, but he should dominate the glass. But like I said, I'm worried about the minutes here for Howard, and he's been really struggling lately. But at 7,300, he definitely has potential to return value on that salary, especially if he's going to be on the court. Like a guy like Nikola Vucevic, also in that mid-tier, 7,500. I didn't talk too much about those guys, but they are definitely good plays. But I think the guy I would target in that price range would probably be DJ, 6,900. But yeah, like I said, looking for some value plays. Center, Kenneth Faried, Mason Plumlee, these are options I talked about earlier. A guy like John Henson, I think could be a potential value play at 4,600. He has done really well this year against Detroit because they need him to play minutes to go up against Drummond. They need someone with size to defend Drummond. So Henson has seen consistent minutes this year against Detroit, average of 27 minutes through 2 games, average of 27 DraftKings points through 2 games against Detroit. So definitely like John Henson here. If you do need to go cheap, he should have to play plenty of minutes. They're going to need him to guard Drummond. And at 4,600, you need like 23, 24 DraftKings points for him to return value on that salary. And as long as he's going to be on the court, which I imagine he will be, he shouldn't have a problem at all returning value on that salary. So I do like John Henson as a potential value option at 4,600. But yeah, guys, I think that's it for center. Those are some value options I'm looking to target at this position. Thank you guys so much for watching. I do really appreciate it. Make sure you drop a like on the video and be sure to subscribe if you are new. If you haven't subscribed already, please do so. I would appreciate it, guys. And if you have any questions or need to ask me something, feel free to leave it down in the comment section or just hit me up on Twitter at the DFS_GOAT. But yeah, guys, I think that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you in the next video. Good luck tonight, guys. Peace.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Yeah, she shaking fast. Yeah, she dropping slow. What? Yeah, neck on fro. Whoa, 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 whoa.